General Hospital spoilers reveal that the Monday, May 19th episode will ignite a powder keg of broken alliances, expose secrets, and emotional warfare that will leave Port Charles reeling. In what promises to be a masterclass in moral ambiguity, Carly Spencer finds herself facing the darkest machinations of her former ally Nina Reeves, as shocking revelations about a plot to trap Drew Kane shake the Corinthos and Spencer families to their core. Meanwhile, the battle lines for custody become more intense, with Willow Corinthos and Carly Spencer preparing for a courtroom battle neither of them can afford to lose. And at the height of the Quartermaine dynasty's glamorous facade, Tracy Quartermaine's quest to find her great-granddaughter threatens to tear open the wounds that Brooke Lynn Quartermaine has fought so desperately to hide. As loyalties crumble and the truth is discovered, Lulu Spencer races against time with Cody Bell to expose Gio Palmieri's true lineage, setting the stage for revelations that could upend everything Port Charles thought it knew. Carly Spencer's morning begins with a chill that has nothing to do with the spring breeze drifting through her Montclair home. A message from Nina Reeves blinks ominously on her phone, summoning her to a confidential meeting at Deception Cosmetics. Curiosity warbles in Carly's gut, but she steels herself. Nina's history of deception is notorious, and Carly refuses to wade into another mess. Yet what Nina has to say is so incendiary that Carly cannot simply turn away. When the two women meet in Nina's sleek, glass-walled office, the air is taut with unsaid regrets. Nina's eyes glisten with desperation as she leans in, voice hushed. "I need you to understand, Carly, what Portia and I did was calculated. We laced Drew Kane with ketamine on camera. It was the only way to get him off my back once and for all." Shock bolts through Carly like a lightning strike. She had known Nina's rivalry with Drew ran deep. After all, they'd sparred professionally, and Drew's determination to uncover Deception's missteps had nearly cost Nina her reputation. But to drug him, to orchestrate his downfall so dangerously. Carly recoils, fists clenching. "You did what?" Nina's lips tremble. "Portia and I, yes, Portia was there. She filmed it all," the look on his face when he realized he was sedated. "We wanted leverage. We wanted him out of our lives." Carly's mind races. Portia Robinson, the woman she once admired for her compassion and integrity, complicit in such a cruel scheme? The betrayal cuts deep. "Nina," Carly says coldly, each word deliberate, "I won't have any part of this. You've crossed a line I never thought you'd cross." She rises, smoothing her impeccably tailored suit. "Consider our alliance over." Nina's shoulders slump, tears brimming. "Carly, without you, I don't know what I'll do. You're the only one I can trust." But Carly has made up her mind. This is not trust. It is manipulation in its rawest form. She turns her back and strides away, the click of her heels echoing like a verdict. That afternoon, word of Nina's confession reaches Curtis Ashford. When Nina seeks him out at AJ's, she finds him closing up shop for the night, brow furrowed. He listens quietly as she recounts her plot, expecting, hoping, that his frustration with Drew will translate into solidarity. Instead, Curtis's expression hardens. "Curse Drew as much as you like," he says, voice measured, "but drugging him? That's low, Nina. I can't condone it." Nina's shoulders slump again, but she steels herself. "You're my friend, Curtis. I thought you'd understand." Curtis takes a long breath. "I get that you hate Drew. We both do. But revenge that crosses into criminal territory. I can't be part of that." And if Portia was involved, his jaw tightens. "I don't even want to know that. I expect more from her." Unbeknownst to Curtis, Portia has carried the weight of her role in the scheme like a secret brand. She has begged Nina to spare her involvement from reaching the light of day, and now that the cat is out of the bag, she trembles at what Curtis, her husband, might do when he discovers the truth. Nina, loyal enough to herself but protective of Portia's innocence, stays silent. Meanwhile, across Port Charles, Willow Corinthos sits in the Corinthos mansion study, papers strewn across the desk before her, pleadings, affidavits, custody evaluations. Across from her looms Sonny Corinthos, his face ashen with the stress only a father fighting for his children's future can know. Willow, Sonny says gently, voice a rare soft note in the storm of his life, I know how much you love the boys. But Carly's digging in her heels. She's going to fight you every inch to the courthouse. Willow's eyes flash, an ember of defiance igniting. Let her come, she whispers. I will not back down, Sonny. I will fight to the last breath for our children. Sonny places a hand over hers. I want to find a way to avoid this. Another compromise? A settlement? Mediation? But Willow shakes her head, determination carved into every line of her face. No. Carly made her choice. She wants war. Then that's what she'll get. There will be no compromise when it comes to the boys. Later that day, Carly Spencer arrives unannounced at Willow's law office, the austerity of the space mirroring her steely resolve. She crosses the threshold without invitation, and Willow rises, startled. Carly, Willow says, voice tight, what are you? Don't play coy, Carly interrupts, scrolling through her phone to reveal a stark court notice. Custody hearing set for June 2nd. Judge Gray has scheduled our hearing. You had better brace yourself, Willow. Because I intend to prove that you are unfit to have primary custody. Willow's breath catches, fury mingling with fear. But before she can respond, Carly delivers her final blow. I've gathered every piece of evidence, emails, witness statements, everything. I will not rest until the boys are safe from your volatility. Willow's jaw tightens. You want to fight? Carly, you just started one. As Carly strides out, Willow collapses into her chair, heart pounding. Outside, Sonny waits in the car, engine idling. When Willow emerges, he reaches for her hand. Are you all right? She summons a brittle smile. I will be. We have a battle to prepare for. In the opulent drawing room of Ferncliff Estate, Tracy Quartermain paces like a lioness on the prowl. The portrait-lined walls bear silent witness to her frustration. Jason Morgan stands by the fireplace, hands tucked into the pockets of his leather jacket, a steady presence amid the storm raging within Tracy's mind. I want you to find her, Jason, Tracy demands, voice brittle with urgency. My great-grandchild. Brooke Lynn's child. Jason's gaze flicks to the grand piano, then back to Tracy. Your granddaughter, she's kept this hidden. You sure you want to uproot her life? Tracy's lips thin. Family blood runs through that child's veins, Jason. And the Quartermains deserve to know. Unbeknownst to Tracy, Brooke Lynn Quartermain has spent months rebuilding her life. She owns Aurora, her boutique baby store, filling it with the hopes she once lost. When news filters back that her grandmother is mounting another search for her child, Brooke Lynn's heart lurches. Hurt and anger swirl together, coloring every thought in shades of betrayal. Later, as Brooke Lynn reviews inventory at Aurora, her phone buzzes, a text from Tracy, we need to talk. Now. Her fingers hesitate over the reply button, curiosity wars with dread. Finally, she texts back, meet me at the mansion in an hour. When Brooke Lynn arrives, she finds Tracy waiting by the grand piano, cathedral windows casting a halo of late afternoon light. The young mother's eyes blaze with defiance. Grandma, Brooke Lynn begins, voice trembling, you promised you wouldn't bring this up again. Tracy's gaze softens, but only for a moment. I promised nothing. Brooke Lynn, I understand your shame, but you owe it to yourself, and to the baby, to claim your place. I can't help you unless you allow me. Brooke Lynn's breath hitches. Memories of shame, of whispers behind her back, of feeling less than rise in a flood. She turns away. There's nothing to claim. Tracy steps closer. You named her Charlotte because you love her. But she is a Quartermain, and she deserves her legacy, her birthright. Brooke Lynn's shoulders sag. You don't get to decide that for me. Tracy pauses, weighing her words. I only want what's best. I will respect your decision if you refuse, but know this. If you let this go, you'll always wonder what might have been. Brooke Lynn looks at her grandmother, at her own reflection in the aged silver frames. Something in Tracy's unwavering gaze reaches through the years of torment and regret. Slowly, she nods. All right, I'll do it. In the dusty back room of Crimson, Lulu Spencer and Cody Bell huddle over a stack of old notebooks, social media prints, and photos of Gio Palmieri. Lulu's brow furrows as she pinches the bridge of her nose. Cody, she says, voice low, I'm telling you, Gio fits every marker of Dante's son. Look at the jawline, the eyes, even the way he tilts his head. Cody taps a photo of Dante Falconeri and Brooke Lynn Quartermain standing arm in arm at a charity gala. He does, Cody concedes. But we need proof. We need a DNA sample or a confession. Lulu's fingers dance over the keyboard, opening a file of Dante's old wharf arrest records. If we can get an old envelope of Dante's mail, something with his DNA. Cody nods. I might be able to sweet-talk Kelly and into letting us into Dante's office. She always holds onto those envelopes. They share a conspiratorial grin, excitement, and trepidation swirling between them. If we can prove Gio is Dante's son, Lulu whispers, it'll blow Port Charles wide open. Over the next several days, the gears of each conflict grind inexorably toward their climactic moments. Carly and Willow each marshal their legal teams, poring over depositions and preparing to cross-examine witnesses on June 2nd. Nina, desperate to save what little credibility she has left, confronts Portia in a plastic-wrapped storage room, demanding she come clean to Curtis before the truth comes out in court. Portia's tears fill the fluorescent-lit air, but she remains stubborn, insisting she cannot betray Nina's confidence no matter the cost. Sonny, ever the protector, reaches out to Michael Corinthos, who stands nervously outside the courtroom doors, torn between loyalty to his mother and love for his wife's children. Michael's phone buzzes with texts from both Carly and Willow, each pleading their case. Unable to choose, he slips inside, determined to remain silent observer, at least until the tide turns. At Funcliffe, Jason Morgan tracks leads on Charlotte's whereabouts, uncovering records that point to a foster home in upstate New York. Brooke Lynn, armed with Tracy's old contacts and Jason's formidable resolve, readies herself to reunite with the child she gave up. Emotions swirl like winter winds, hope battling fear, joy wrestling with guilt. And Lulu and Cody, after a covert foray into Dante's office, emerge triumphant with a discarded envelope and a vial of Joe's hair from a styling appointment at Crimson. They press their findings to an empathetic Dr. Albrecht, notorious for her willingness to dabble at the fringes of medical ethics. A clandestine test, run under the radar, reveals a genetic match that even Lulu's excited tears can't fully disguise. As the episode draws to a close, Port Charles braces for the fallout. On June 2nd, the courtroom doors will swing open and unleash the tempest Carly and Willow have stirred. Deception's boardroom will tremble as Nina's duplicity and Portia's complicity threaten to come undone. Brooke Lynn will stand on the threshold of a reunion she never thought possible, and Lulu Spencer will hold the key to a secret that could reshape two families' destinies. With every secret laid bare and every alliance tested, one thing is certain. In Port Charles, no heart remains untouched by betrayal, and no bond survives unscathed by the forces of ambition, vengeance, and love. The question echoing through the quiet before the storm is simple yet profound. When the dust settles, who will stand victorious, and who will be left picking up the pieces of a life torn asunder?